in Indiana, but Indiana pretty good ball club.
Obviously, LeBron's a great player, and people are starting to question where he ranks all time. I know you played a season with the Bulls, and I know that was the year that Michael had a broken foot. Just having been around him, what you've seen from LeBron, how do you think those two compare?
Well, I don't think there's no comparison. I think Mike had his era and had his time, and we've seen some tremendous things that Mike accomplished and won championships.
George Gervin just said the quiet part out loud, the thing fans whisper in barbershops and comment sections, but never hear on live television. And he didn't hesitate. No sugarcoating. No awkward laugh to soften the blow. The Iceman stared straight down the camera and aimed directly at LeBron James' legacy in a way that instantly made people uncomfortable. He didn't say it was overrated. He didn't say it was misunderstood. He said it was manufactured, carefully orchestrated, and flat-out artificial. In an interview that's still sending shockwaves through the basketball world in early 2025, Gervin peeled back LeBron's public image layer by layer. And once you hear how he framed it, you realize this isn't just another take. This threatens to blow up the entire GOAT debate as we know it.
Arguments for Michael. I mean, what this guy has done has been nothing short of incredible. The longevity, and, I always say, being called king at 15 and how he turned out and what he's done for communities where he played and changed so many lives. So he's a very, very special athlete. And I think for now we need to appreciate that watching him and at the level he's playing at.
When you look at his...
And here's what makes this moment hit different. This wasn't some lazy hot take tossed out for clicks or attention. This was a certified Hall of Famer stepping straight into forbidden territory and challenging the biggest narrative modern basketball has been selling for years. Think about the setup. January 2025. George Gervin sits down for what everyone assumed would be a laid-back, harmless conversation about today's NBA. Same calm demeanor, same smooth confidence, a four-time scoring champion, a legend who dominated 2 leagues and made defense look helpless with that finger roll. Everything felt routine until LeBron James' name entered the conversation and the endless GOAT debate followed right behind it. That's when the energy shifted and you could feel it through the screen.
I don't look at nobody like me. I mean, everybody got their own style. Kevin Durant, you think about it, he scored like I did. I mean, I don't think he scored like me, but he scored as many times as I did. I look at the kid from Milwaukee. Giannis, I think he more so moves like I did on the floor. He don't have a jump shot yet, but he still can play.
You could see it immediately. Gervin's body language tightened. His voice sharpened. The room went cold. And then he dropped it. No hesitation. LeBron's legacy, according to Gervin, isn't organic. It's engineered. He said it's been carefully assembled by media voices, league executives, and people invested in protecting a global brand, not just evaluating a basketball player. He went further, saying most insiders know this, but stay quiet because of what LeBron represents and the backlash that comes with challenging it. Then Gervin drew the line. He said he's not scared. Not of the narrative. Not of the machine behind it. The studio froze. The host tried to step in, tried to redirect, tried to calm things down. But by that point, it was too late. Gervin had already cracked the door open, and what he was about to say next is exactly why this conversation isn't going away anytime soon.
I think Mike had his era and had his time, and we've seen some tremendous things that Mike accomplished and won championships. LeBron had won one. We haven't seen anybody like LeBron before, size-wise, speed-wise. Just his physique itself is so impressive. So it's hard for me to compare him.
When asked for his NBA Finals picks, no surprise, Gervin, who works in the Spurs front...
This wasn't a retired legend fishing for relevance. This was a calculated teardown of everything LeBron James has built across 2 decades, delivered with zero hesitation. And the reaction was instant. Within minutes, the clips swallowed the internet whole. Timelines flooded. Comment sections exploded. The phrase Gervin versus LeBron took on a life of its own as fans split into hostile camps. One side screamed bitter, jealous, out of touch. The other said a line had finally been crossed because someone told the truth without flinching. And here's the part that made it land harder than any hot take ever could. George Gervin didn't need this moment. His resume is bulletproof. His place in history is locked. No clout to chase, no legacy to protect. Which made everyone ask the same uncomfortable question. Why now? Why would a 72-year-old icon willingly step into a firestorm aimed straight at the most powerful figure in modern basketball? Gervin's answer was simple and ruthless. Sometimes being right matters more than being liked. And once he started, he didn't ease into it. He attacked the foundation, the super team era, the thing LeBron helped turn from taboo into strategy. Gervin looked at the camera and challenged viewers directly. Do you really know the difference between earned greatness and constructed success? In his mind, real legends stayed where they were drafted, elevated whoever was around them, and fought through failure instead of dialing friends to stack the odds. And just like that, the ghost of the decision came back to life. 15 years later, it still burns. It still divides fans. It still shapes how people judge LeBron's career. Gervin broke it down clean and cold. In his era, in Jordan's era, in Magic and Bird's era, you didn't shop for help. You didn't orchestrate moves behind closed doors. You didn't design shortcuts. You battled with what you had, and if you were truly great, you made it enough. Then he went championship by championship, stripping away the shine. Miami only worked after teaming with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Cleveland only broke through after Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love arrived. Los Angeles only cashed in after the roster was flipped for Anthony Davis. Same pattern every time. Gervin didn't hesitate to say it. Every ring comes with an asterisk in his book because it wasn't built, it was bought. That's why the critique stings. LeBron has never won without another superstar beside him. Whether fans like it or not, his resume is welded to super teams. And Gervin refused to let that slide. But he wasn't finished. He turned his aim at the media itself, and that's where things got really uncomfortable. According to Gervin, the coverage has played defense for LeBron for years. Wins get framed as brilliance. Losses get pinned on teammates. Power moves get called leadership. Anyone else doing the same thing gets labeled disloyal. You can't manufacture greatness, he said flatly. Either it's undeniable or it isn't. No amount of specials, no perfectly managed narratives, no glossy PR can rewrite what actually happened on the floor. Predictably, the backlash came fast. LeBron supporters threw the numbers like shields. Championships, MVPs, all-time scoring. But Gervin's supporters fired right back. Context matters. Loyalty matters. Competition matters. And then came the moment everyone was waiting for. The Jordan question. The host tried to soften it, tried to keep balance. Gervin didn't even blink. There is no comparison. He made it clear he wasn't questioning LeBron's ability. The man can play. But Jordan lived on a different mental plane. Different accountability. Jordan stayed, failed, adjusted, and dominated. 6 finals. 6 wins. No shortcuts. No alliances. No safety nets. And suddenly the GOAT debate wasn't just noisy again, it was radioactive. Gervin said Jordan never needed a Game 7. Never teamed up with rivals to make the road easier. He built a dynasty on obsession and competitive fire. When things got heavy, he didn't look for an exit. He went straight through the problem. And that contrast hit because it echoed a criticism people have whispered for years. When Cleveland got too heavy the first time, LeBron left. When Miami got uncomfortable, he left. When things stalled in Los Angeles, the roster got detonated. There's always been a reset button. And then Gervin went for the stat LeBron fans hate most. The finals record. 10 appearances is impressive. No debate. But 6 losses on the biggest stage still count. Jordan went 6 for 6. Perfect when it mattered most. The defenses came flying back. Weak East. Tougher competition. Same cycle. Same arguments. But Gervin's core point didn't move. With Jordan, you never had to explain his greatness. With LeBron, it comes with footnotes, disclaimers, and endless context. And maybe that's what manufactured really means. Real greatness doesn't need protection. You just feel it. Then Gervin zoomed out and aimed at the modern NBA itself. Softer rules. No hand checking. Everything a whistle. Load management normalized. Old school fans hate hearing it, but he backed it up. In his era, you played hurt. You showed up. You didn't rest just to preserve freshness. According to Gervin, LeBron thrived in an environment tailored for stars like him. More space. Less contact. Rules that favor offense. And whether people like it or not, the league has changed dramatically. Different doesn't mean worse, but it does mean easier in certain ways. And that led to Gervin's real issue. Accountability. Lose and blow it up. Unhappy and demand out. Criticized and hide behind the brand. To Gervin, real pressure barely exists anymore. And at that point, this wasn't just about LeBron. It was about a generation raised where empowerment sometimes looks like entitlement. The backlash was immediate. Younger fans called him outdated. Older fans rallied. The divide widened. Then Gervin addressed the elephant in the room. The media machine. He said narratives don't shape themselves. They're managed. Criticism gets labeled hate on purpose. And then he followed the money. Business ties. Media deals. Investments. When someone is that connected, criticism gets softened before it ever hits the screen. Failures get reframed. Messy moments fade. Gervin gave LeBron his respect as a businessman, then drew a hard line. Business success is not basketball greatness. Those lanes got blurred. Now people don't even know what they're defending. A player or a brand. That's why this hits so deep. LeBron isn't just an athlete. He's an empire. And when everything is curated, people start questioning what's real. The aftermath was exactly what you'd expect in 2025. Loud, instant, tribal. Former players picked sides. Shows ran segments. Podcasts fed on it for weeks. And buried under the noise was the real takeaway. Legacy today isn't just about performance. It's about narrative control. LeBron mastered that game. But mastery invites scrutiny. And that's what Gervin forced everyone to confront. What actually makes a legacy real? Rings? Stats? Longevity? Impact? Or how you got there? One thing was clear by the end. Gervin wasn't saying LeBron isn't great. He was saying greatness and legacy aren't the same thing. And until fans understand that difference, this debate will never end. So now it's on you. Is Gervin exposing something real? Or is this just an old-school legend refusing to accept a new era? When you think about LeBron 20 years from now, what defines him? And does a legacy that needs constant defending truly stand on its own? Drop your take. Because judging by this reaction, this conversation isn't cooling down anytime soon.